Pain plus reflection equals progress. How do I know that I'm not wrong? Disagreement can be appreciated. For example, would you like to know your weaknesses? Mexico defaulted in August 1982, and a number of companies did, and there was this banking crisis. And I thought that the economy would have a debt crisis and go down, and I couldn't have been more wrong. I was dead wrong. And I lost money for me, I lost money for my clients. Bridgewater was a small company then, about, 8 or 10 people. I had to let those people go. And I was so broke that I had to borrow $4,000 from my dad to pay for family bills and things. And so that was a very painful experience. But it turned out to be one of the best experiences that ever happened because it changed my whole approach to decision making. It gave me the humility I needed to balance with my audacity. It made me think, how do I know that I'm not wrong? And that brought me, changed my whole decision making process. That decision-making process meant that I would try to find the smartest people I knew who would disagree with me so that I could understand their perspectives. I would do triangulation. I went to diversification. I did a number of things that significantly increased my probabilities of being right. And so when I'm making decisions, I think it's a combination of being able to have audacity or the willingness to take risk, and then also that notion of the fear of being wrong so that you can take in the best thinking and raise your probabilities of being right by taking things in. And I really learned that whatever success I've had in life has had to do more with my ability to know how to deal with my not knowing than even the things I know. So that changed everything. It meant that I wanted to create an organization that was a real idea meritocracy. So in other words, I wanted to bring in the smartest independent thinkers to disagree with me so that we could disagree well. And that developed a unique culture.
And you say, well, I want to learn from these people. I don't fear other opinions.
It's enjoyable because, first of all, by seeing through everybody's eyes, it's an animal behavior. You know, somebody goes into a restaurant and they say, I like the food. Then the other person would be reluctant to say, I don't like the food. Is that a fight? Disagreement can be appreciated if it's approached, but all of these things are habit. Yeah, if you get into the good habit and you appreciate each other having exchanges like that where there can be thoughtful disagreement, it just makes everything so better. So it's like going from black and white to color, or it goes 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions, and all of a sudden you're seeing the world in a much richer way. You know, so that notion of approaching it that way rather than the way it normally is approached, which is this barbaric, I'm angry at you because you disagree with me. Isn't that so stupid?
You changed everything, your whole process.
Changed everything.
You didn't, but on another level, you changed it. You changed the process.
You're exactly right. I changed my instincts. That we have to recognize that within us there are essentially 2 us's. There is the thoughtful, conscious, prefrontal cortex, one of us, logical. Yeah. And then beneath that is the subliminal, emotional us. And we are in a battle with those 2 things subconsciously. And so to be able to reconcile those 2 things, to make what we really want to choose that's good for us, for example, would you like to know your weaknesses? Maybe the emotional part doesn't, but the intellectual part does. And if you get into that habit of saying, I want that, it actually becomes pleasurable.
So your success is due to your principles that were created because of things that went wrong and went right. So you learned, you put it down, you wrote it down, and you created a firm around it. Why aren't other people doing this?
I would recommend to anybody, sit down when you're making a decision and pause. Maybe it's the moments after making it. Maybe it's the time of making it. And write down the criteria that you're using to make those decisions. And if you can do that, and you get a log, it'll have unexpected, invaluable consequences.
Do you never think if everybody was Ray Dalio, then the world would be chaos?
And Ray Dalio would be in a terrible situation because I need to rely on people who are strong where I'm weak, right?